Hey fellow expeditionists, Mark here, and I'm on a solo expedition today of a different kind. I'm up in the Indiana Dunes region in northern Indiana at the southern tip of Lake Michigan. And we're going to do some biking and explore some of the rails to trails areas and such, as well as some road biking out here to see just how far I can take this new Trek dual sport, new to me anyway, and see what we can see. Today's ride would be the first real test for my new Trek dual sport hybrid bike, which I actually received as a gift from my employer, Subaru of Indiana, for my 30 years of service. My previous bikes have been mountain bikes, but after some near disasters on mountain bike trails, I've decided I'm better off sticking to gravel and paved trails when on two wheels. The northwest region of Indiana, which includes everything from East Chicago and Gary down to Maryville and up to Michigan City, has loads of biking options, with many greenways, bike paths, and rail-to-trail routes. Indiana Dunes features 6 bike trails, and my plan for the day would be to ride sections of at least 3 of those trails, including the paved Porter Brickyard Trail and Dunes Kankakee Trail, as well as the gravel Calumet Trail. If all goes as planned, I should be doing about 20 miles, hitting both the Indiana Dunes State Park and National Park. I started at the trailhead across from the Dunes Learning Center, taking the Porter Brickyard Trail northeast through the Chelberg Farm region of the National Park. Just south of the Coles Bog region of the National Park, I jumped on the Calumet Trail, a gravel trail that extends nearly 10 miles all the way up to Michigan City. This trail follows the greenway beside the Amtrak Railroad, weaving around the power line towers. I didn't really expect too much from this trail, but as it turns out, it was absolutely beautiful. The trail is surrounded on both sides by native prairie, with lots of fall wildflowers, and often runs through wetlands, given away by the many cattails standing high. I expected to be inundated by noise from trains, but instead the only noise was from all the insects and birds. I've read that the Calumet Trail is often underwater through wetland sections, sometimes having to ride through 6 inches or more of water. This would have excited me, but alas, it was the wrong time of year, as we've had a pretty dry summer and fall so far. I arrived at the Dunes Kankakee Trail, which is where the Amtrak train dumps off tourists from Chicago right down the road from Indiana Dunes State Park. So I headed up the trail towards familiar ground. Alright, hybrid or not, it's not good in sand. I've been to the state park many times, but never on bike. When traveling on foot or on bike, you really get to see things in a much more intimate way. The park pavilion has been undergoing renovations for the past couple of years and is near completion. Should be a nice upgrade from what it had been. Time to see Lake Michigan. Nice little ride so far. Let's keep it going. Take a little cruise through the campground. Over the past 30+ years, I've camped either in tent or in pop-up camper in many Indiana state parks, but never here at the dunes. This is probably the most difficult of the state parks to get campsite reservations. So I decided to ride through, just to see what it's like. Leaving the campground, I headed down the Park Road 100 East to Tremont Road. I've never explored this part of the park. Some good wetlands out here. Google Maps makes it look like Tremont Road extends all the way out to Calumet Trail. It does not. Well, contrary to what Google Maps says, you cannot get through this way. I really didn't mind backtracking through the park. I was thoroughly enjoying my ride. Back on the Calumet Trail heading further northeast, I enjoyed the many finches, locusts, and butterflies fluttering about.
Total distance 11 miles. Total time 1 hour 29 minutes and 47 seconds. Split speed 9.4 miles per hour.
The trail may not have been flooded as the descriptions had described it, but there was still some standing water here and there, and well, I couldn't resist. Yeah, it's not much, but it made me happy. Just ran across a really small snake here. Trying to see what it is. After the small water snake I encountered on trail, I reached my final destination on this portion of my ride, Beverly Shores at Broadway Street, looking for some bird action at the Great Marsh Trail. I have arrived at the Great Marsh Trail here in the National Park. I'm going to ride down a little bit further, park it, and see if we got any kind of bird action going on. I always loved seeing sandhill cranes, but now it was time to head back out to the lake in an area of historical significance.
Total distance 15 miles. Total time 2 hours 8 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yeah, look at that. That might be as beautiful as I've ever seen Lake Michigan. The 1933 World's Fair was held in Chicago, called the Century of Progress. It was meant to give a nation suffering during the Great Depression some hope for the future. After the fair, a developer bought several of the buildings from the Homes and Industrial Arts exhibit, moving 5 of them by barge and truck to the resort community of Beverly Shores. There's even a Lafayette connection here. This architect of this home was from Lafayette, Indiana. Designed buildings for Purdue University's campus even. folks, I've made it 16, 17 miles so far on this little bike ride. What a beautiful bike ride it has been. It's about time for me to turn around and start heading back though. Hate to end this one though, man. It's been a great little adventure. My time riding was drawing to a close, and frankly, I was feeling a little saddle sore at this point, so I started my journey back. My new Trek bike had performed perfectly, and I had earned a new respect for the Indiana Dunes region, getting to see it from a new perspective. Well, that'll do it, folks. Rode a little under 24 miles today up here in the Indiana Dunes region. What a beautiful ride it was. The Trek, it performed great. Trek Dual Sport 1, I loved it. My butt might disagree with me tomorrow morning because it's a little bit sore, but yeah, great ride, loved it. Lots of other trails up here in the area, so more to come check out later. Till next time, peace out.